I'm gonna put it on him like nobody's ever done. I'm calculated, and I'm gonna be cold-blooded that night.
Jared Cannonier, welcome to BT Sport and welcome to Fight Island, Abu Dhabi. Look at the smile on this man's face. He's ready to rock and roll. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm really good. I love it. This is a wonderful place, a wonderful hotel, wonderful staff. Of course, the UFC staff is always great, and I'm always happy to do interviews. So,
well, it's great to have you, man. It's great to have you, and we thought we'd splash out and try and get a nice setting in the Fighter Hotel for you over the Formula One track, but sadly the production team picked it at night time, so we can't really see too much, my man. But hopefully you'll get to see the $1 million yachts at on another occasion as you're running around.
That is a nice one right there.
It's good, man. Yeah. It's good. Maybe one day we'll get there, eh?
Yeah.
Now then, we need to tell our audience about the story of Jared Cannonier, because it's been a mad ride so far, and obviously this weekend we take on Robert Whittaker in what many would class as an eliminator for the world title. We'll get to that at the end. Heavyweight. Let's start there. At what point, when you're fighting at heavyweight, do you think to yourself, do you know something, maybe I should have a little bit of a look further down at light heavy, or maybe even where we're at right now at middle?
Well, it wasn't really a big idea to go down. It just happened from working out, training, the weight comes off, so why not, right? Give myself more of an advantage. Because I thought, when I was really fat, I didn't have any fear in my heart, so I was willing to get in there and sling it out with those big guys.
Can I just say something? You weren't fat. You weren't fat, man. You were still in shape.
I was a little round, a little plump. Pleasantly plump is what I like to call it. But I ate good, so I was pretty happy back then. They got some good food in Alaska, let's just say that much. But it was more consequential of working out, exercising, changing my diet, becoming a martial artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you that because at the time of being a heavyweight, you had a day job as well. Am I right in thinking that?
That's right.
So you were working the hours during the day. Mm-hmm. You were part-time, really, when it came to martial arts, but obviously still competing within the UFC. And then when you moved to light heavyweight, then did you become a full-time mixed martial artist, as we would class as?
I didn't really become a full-time martial artist until I quit my job and left Alaska and came down to the lab, started training with the team there two times a day, sometimes even 3. But that's what I wanted. When I started training, that's what I wanted. I wanted to just train and train and train and train and then fight on the side.
Yeah.
So it's all about the martial arts for me. Fighting is just a consequence of me being a martial artist. It's just a way for me to test my skills, if you will. And I tell people I don't train so I can fight. I fight as a part of my training.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when I started training, that's all I wanted to do. When I was in the Army, I did Modern Army Combatives. That was my first actual physical experience with martial arts. We watch shows growing up. Everybody wants to be a Ninja Turtle, a ninja, and then a Ninja Turtle.
Which one did you want to be?
Well, at first it was a ninja, and then
no. Which turtle did you want to be? Come on, everybody has a turtle.
Well, I'm the youngest in my family, so I got, I didn't get the pick, but I got to be Raphael.
Good man, nice.
So, actually in the new movies, Raphael is pretty accurate, an accurate depiction of my fighting style. He's pretty brutish, big, assertive with his will. So I'll take it. I'll don that red bandana and throw some size in there as well. But again, growing up, martial arts, combat, competition was definitely a part of me. It was definitely in me. Growing up with, 2 big brothers, a bunch of cousins around, a nice tribal atmosphere with my family. We got to do all those things, And in my hometown, everybody aspired to be, sports stars. Me, I'm more of a nonconformist. So I didn't want to play football. I didn't want to play basketball.
How hard was that? Because like you said, where you're from, that's a big part of the life there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it was hard. I just didn't have the avenues to express myself the way I wanted it to. So I tried football 1 year. It wasn't my cup of tea because everybody else was doing it, But I like to play video games, and that helped me. What's the word? I don't want to say express myself because you don't really express yourself through video. I guess you can say I express myself through the video games. I like to play games that deal with combat and martial arts.
So
and
like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, things like that. Okay.
I was big in fighting games. Bloody Roar was my was my favorite fighting game, and they would transform into these, humans with combat abilities would transform into animals. You know what I'm saying? Anthropomorphic beings. You know what I'm saying?
That's a word that's never been said on BT Sport before. So well done,
really?
man. Yeah, I like.
I hope I'm using it right. But they would transform into zoanthropic.
Man,
so
we're throwing out a dictionary today.
It's the actual word that I'm looking for. But one of my favorite ones, they had a gorilla in the first one, But one of my favorite characters was Long. He was a tiger, more of a kung fu guy, but the tiger was ferocious, and I loved his combo strings and all that stuff. But getting off subject, martial arts was always, I was always interested in martial arts. I wanted to do karate as a young child, but didn't come to fruition. Army, combatives, my first physical taste of combat.
Yeah.
I was hooked right then and there. I'm like, yes, this is what I have to do.
Did you think at the time this is like the video game, or was it?
This is way better than the video game.
Right.
To be honest, this is a simulation. This is essentially a video game, without going too deep into that,
You could do it.
life is like a video. I mean, this experience that we're in right now is like a video game. We can choose to go here. We can choose to go there, So after I got out of the Army, I chose to go do it. It's what I had to do. So when I got out, I found a judo gym and did some judo for a little bit. I loved it. I loved donning the gi, getting in there and going at it with the guys or girls, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, I was looking for a job. I got hired with the FAA, moved to Alaska, and as soon as I got settled, I brought my family up there. As soon as I got settled, I got on the internet looking for a gym, and I found a Gracie Baja, Alaska gym that was up there, which is now the Legacy Jiu-Jitsu gym that's up there. That was home base, and that was it, man. They coincidentally, they had an MMA team. There was MMA promotion. It really wasn't my intent to do martial arts and then become a mixed martial artist. I just wanted to train and learn how to defend myself and develop as a martial artist.
Yeah. And obviously improve life skills and various things like that come along with doing
everything.
this game.
There's so many different facets to being a martial arts, and it's just helped make me a better person. I don't like to use the word blessing, but martial arts has been a blessing, in my life. Yeah, I'd probably be depressed if I wasn't doing martial arts.
I was going to ask, where would you be if you hadn't?
I'd probably be working a 9 to 5, depressed, maybe 350 pounds, and, probably knocking on death's door or something like that, doing something stupid. So,
And that, sorry to interrupt you, Joe, but that is a massive lesson, because there'll be young people that watch our channel, they're massive fans of the UFC, they see you doing your thing and they see the glitz and the glamour of the night. But it's an important message that you're talking about there, that not everybody's going to become a UFC fighter.
No.
But mixed martial arts gives you so much more than just being able to fight. It's a life skill. It helps you deal with real life problems. And as you're touching upon there, we're talking about real life now. We're not talking about fighting in an octagon.
Right.
We're talking about real life things.
That's absolutely right. And right now I have to force my kids to do it. But I know for sure that eventually, I tell them all the things that they can gain from it, but eventually they have to experience it for themselves. So whatever they get out of it is what they get out of it. And it'll be their experience. But one thing I know they will get out of it is confidence. And then through that, you're able to go out and experience so much, learn so much through those experiences, and just make your experience a more pleasurable thing, a more pleasant thing. Instead of being bombarded with everything coming at you and not knowing how to deal with it, martial arts lets you be able to deal with anything that comes your way. I think every woman should do at least jiu-jitsu. So I told my daughters, you guys will do jiu-jitsu. You don't have to do it now, but when you turn 11, you're gonna have to start doing jiu-jitsu. So I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I'm making her do jiu-jitsu. She's not too happy about it, but eventually I'm sure she'll come around and learn a lot from it.
do you think your confidence in able to give up your day job, because there'll be people watching this as well, right, that are working 9 to 5, longer hours than that have dreams of doing other things and maybe don't have the confidence to be able to do it because they've got mortgages, rent to pay and children to feed and various things like that, so they need a job to pay the bills.
Right.
You had a big decision to make. Do I give up my day job and continue with my mixed martial arts journey and my dreams here, or do I just keep doing it as a hobby in a way?
Yeah.
And continue putting food on the table this other way that maybe I'm not too much into?
Well, when I quit my job, I knew that I had to have something else that's going to provide for my family.
Yeah.
So the UFC was that, and I'm very thankful for that. But you know, I fought. How many fights did I have in the UFC? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fights in the UFC before I got a good contract.
Yeah.
To where I was able to, when the contract matched my salary, that's when I said, yes, I'm ready to do this. But I wanted to do it way before then. When I first got into the UFC, I was telling myself, I'm gonna win this fight and I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna move down here and do this and do that. It didn't work out that way. I lost the fight. And we live in a society which money, you know, we need money to provide for us. So I had to continue working, continue training. You know, I didn't lose heart or anything. I already saw, I had a goal in mind, and I was going to achieve that goal no matter what. And we're seeing this play out before everybody's eyes.
Well, absolutely.
And it's amazing for me to actually see it play out, you know, sitting in the driver's seat. And I'm well aware of what's going on, and I'm just trying to be more present in that regard. So I'm loving the journey. I'm happy where I am, and I'm just going to keep going.
Listen, we're loving the journey as well, because obviously heavyweight, light heavyweight, let's get into middleweight, because that's where we're at right now, and we're taking on Robert Whittaker at the weekend. But the UFC did not mess about with you. The first fight in against Branch, top 10 contender, straight in there. Go on then, son. Let's see what you're all about at middleweight. And you have obviously gone on this wonderful run since. But when that fight was made, top 10 contender, you know right then that the UFC are taking you seriously as well. If you come through this fight, you can see the path then.
You know, Dana's been pretty high on me since the Kutalaba fight. You know, the man told me, he said, you get some wrestling, son, you can be big, you know? And I was like, yeah, I know. So
that must be good to hear, though, from the president of the UFC. That must be a good thing to hear.
Yeah, the energy I got from him definitely elevated me.
Yeah.
You know, so all the names they give me, every name they put in front of me is of no consequence to me. You know, it doesn't really affect me as far as should I, shouldn't I?
Not even Anderson Silva in Brazil.
No, absolutely not. I was actually, really? Okay, let's do that. That sounds fun.
That's big.
Yeah.
And you silenced everybody in that arena that night, man.
Well, they weren't silent.
yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, again, through martial arts, you know, I've gained a supreme confidence. I can go anywhere and do anything. You know, I love to sit and commune with people of different cultures and learn more.
Yeah.
And I love your accent, man. I
appreciate it.
Yeah. And so
you're probably the only person that's ever said that to me. So
oh, really? Well, it's a cool accent, man.
I'll take it.
There's just no fear in me. And it's just a common thing in our culture, you know what I'm saying? Don't succumb to fear, you know what I'm saying? We all know that, you know, fear is bad. We all know that it's bad. But for me, man, there is no fear, no matter whose name is on the contract. When I'm preparing for these people, I don't focus on what are they gonna do and how they're gonna do it and when they're gonna do it and is it gonna hurt. I've already come to terms that we're fighting, you know what I'm saying? I can get hurt, I can be maimed, but I train and I tell myself that that's not gonna happen, you know? So the possibilities that I lean towards are me being the best and nobody being able to change that.
I've got to say, I'm finding this conversation with yourself quite fascinating and not one that I expected, because my first experience of you on a personal level was in Copenhagen.
Oh, yeah.
When you fought Hermansen. And obviously that's a fight night. You went in there and did an unbelievable job on Jack that night. And again, silenced an arena. That one was silent compared to the one in Brazil. But there was an intensity about you that night. You know what I mean? When just being around you in your aura that night, there was obviously it was fight night, so there's an intensity about it. Now, relaxed, lovely conversation and what have you. When does the switch go? When does the fighter flip? Is it on fight night, or is it a little period before? Is it when did?
I think it's always there. I think it's a matter of my intent and my focus.
Okay.
So right now, my intent is to connect.
I'm safe.
Oh, you're absolutely safe. But my intent is to connect with you, and we're exchanging energy. The same thing as in a fight. You know what I'm saying? You're asking me questions. You're trying to figure out how I'm thinking, and I'm giving you that energy right back. For me, it's the same thing in a fight. I say everything is energy.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a matter of the degree of the energy in which I want to use. So, fight night, my intent, my focus is is performing a specific task, and the person is not there at that point. They're only a shell at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never look my fighter in the eye. I never look a fighter in his eyes when I'm fighting him, because I don't want to fight your soul. I don't want to hurt your soul. I want your soul to remain intact. If anything, I want to learn from your soul. I want our souls to connect, which is what we're going to do in the midst of this expedition, if you will. So when it comes fight night, I've said it before, I'm the biggest thing in the arena, and whether my opponent knows it or not, they will know. Once the ref says go, I'm going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until there's nowhere else to go. I think all my opponents feel that energy, I don't think they know how to define that, but here, I'll tell you what it is. It's called intent. It's called focus. And I train and I meditate and I live my life to help sharpen that focus, to direct that intent to a place where it's gonna not only benefit me, but benefit anyone around me. So even my opponent, even when I fight my opponent and, I whoop that ass, they're gonna get some benefit from it, because they're gonna realize that this man is something else. It's an entity I've never dealt with before. And
does this one at the weekend mean more, with it being one in the eyes of the fans, an eliminator for a title?
Mm-hmm. Does it mean more? A fight's a fight, The fact that it's, contender and title eliminator fight is of no consequence to me. I don't really focus on, am I gonna get to fight for the title after this? I don't really care about the title, I don't care about all the attention and all that other stuff, Again, like I said it before, I don't train so I can get in there and fight. My fighting is a part of my training. I'm in there trying to experience, and when
how does on that then, how does hearing Israel Adesanya refer to your name as the one that he wants next?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Well, like I said, everything is energy.
Yeah.
And I love doing energy work. I'm gonna take that energy and I'm gonna take it in and use it to charge my soul, So it's all energy to me. The fact that the belt is on it, oh, okay. I'll take that energy too. It's gonna elevate me even more. I'm gonna train like I've never trained. And all of it, I'm gonna use it to make me better. Even the negative energy. Positive, negative is all the same thing. You know what I'm saying? All on the same spectrum. It's just, again, they only differ in degree, right? Like hot and cold, it's the same thing. It's all temperature. It only differs in degree. So right now I'm cold. Fight night, I'll be hot.
How does it play out at the weekend against Robert?
How does it play out? I'm definitely getting my hand raised. I'm gonna put, like I said, I'm gonna put it on him like nobody's ever done. I'm gonna come out. I'm not gonna just bum rush him and, like a raging bull and go at him like that. I'm smart. I'm calculated, and I'm gonna be cold-blooded that night. And I'm a totally different fighter than I was a year ago. It's been over a year since I've been in the octagon, and I'm way better than I was then. And so whatever he's expecting, just throw that in the trash,
How's the pectoral?
Perfect. Oh yeah, my left hook is nasty, man. But the scar's beautiful though. But my left hook is still nasty. My jab is fire, So he's gonna feel all of that.
since obviously Copenhagen against Jack, you prepared for 244. Obviously that fight went ahead with Till and Gastelum. You were supposed to be on 248. That obviously fell off. Then it was Till, then the injury, then the preparation. I'll stay ready for 253 just in case something falls off. And now obviously you're on for your own show at 254.
Yeah. As far as the psychology, again, I'm just training. I stay in the gym. I work my butt off, and whatever comes, I will definitely be ready for it. So it's not necessarily, you know what, 253 is coming up. I better go start training. No, I was already in the gym. You know, when this whole COVID thing kicked off and I was recovering from the pec, I was still going. I mean, my physical therapist, Ares Physical Therapy, Al Escobar, kept me ready, made me stronger, you know what I'm saying, in different areas, and I'm just better now. When 253 came around, I was recovered. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back in there. So why not? Why not put myself in the position that I was before all that stuff happened? You know, I was ready for a contenders fight, potentially next in line if anything happened. And, you know, here the opportunity is presenting itself. So why not be ready for it?
Is Jared Cannonier the next UFC middleweight champion of the world?
Yeah, sure. Why not, right? But that's going to happen. I'm not the UFC middleweight champion of the world, but I am the champion of the world. So that's it.
Jared, I've really enjoyed your energy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go well at the weekend.